The Moscow University Championship was my first tournament in the capital, and I really wanted to win it. The champion's title was decided by this very game, and who would have thought that my opponent in my first tournament in the capital would later become co-author for some of my books. Anatoly Karpov. Hello chess lovers, Soren here, and in today's video I want to share with you an amazing attacking game played by Anatoly Karpov. His opponent is Soviet-Russian chess grandmaster Evgeny Geek, and this game was played back in 1968 in Moscow. The future world chess champion had white pieces and he opened up with e4, to which Geek answered with c5. Sicilian defenses on the board, and very soon one of the sharpest lines in Sicilian, Dragon variation, is appearing on the board. Karpov writes, at this time the Dragon was experiencing a rebirth. It has a well-known history of ups and downs. This game was another disappointment for the Dragon and again buried one of its heads. Bishop e3, bishop g7, f3 black castled, bishop c4, knight c6, queen d2, queen a5, white castles queenside. So we have the Yugoslav attack with bishop c4, and then the can opener steps forward. Knight e5, as you know, all this is a standard stuff. Rook f8. This type of an approach, queen a5 followed by rook f8, is a little bit old-fashioned, but okay, it can be venomous, h5, meanwhile white is sacrificing a pawn to open up the h file, then is offering the exchange of dark squared bishops to weaken opponent's king side further, and rook takes c3. Of course, in return black is also playing very aggressively. Otherwise, if you want hurry up, if you want play dragon aggressively better, don't enter this line. B takes c3, queen takes c3, knight e2. Karpov writes, the beginning of a long forced maneuver. The black queen is ideally situated to create dangerous threats against the white king, but white's knight is well able to deal with the problem of driving it away, while at the same time the knight participates in the kingside attack. Queen c5, not the best continuation, and turns out that in here black had a very strong knight d3 move. This move, of course, Karpov covers in his book, but says that, of course, for white it's great, white is easily winning, although according to Stockfish things are not that clear. King e3, and then now white will trap this knight. But Stockfish has something very interesting in its mind. Stockfish suggests a5. And this is a really good counterplay. If a4, then b5 is coming. Rook h1, a4, c4, takes, bishop takes e2, king takes e2. The engine gives white only +1 advantage. It's not that you can easily convert this position into a victory having a bishop against two pawns. The fight goes on. And that's something, once again, which Stockfish suggests knight d3 is engine's first choice, but we have queen c5. Now, rook h5 is the move suggested by engine. Instead, Karpov played g4, which is not that strong, g5, knight h5, and the exchange sacrifice followed. G takes h5, rook h1, queen e3 check. If the pawn were on g2, in that case you don't have a move like queen e3 check, right? And that's something which makes a difference. So instead of going for g4 straight away, better was rook h5. Okay, king b1, queen takes f3, rook takes h5, e6, opening up a luft for the king in case you win the pawn on h7. And now what to play? g6 by Karpov, a very, very strong move. Now you will see what's the idea behind it. Knight takes g6, queen takes h7, king f8, and now what? the logical continuation actually, with g6 white, free the fifth rank, and rook f5 lands. Karpov writes, this unexpected rook move was like a thunderclap in a clear sky for black. The elegant geometrical idea immediately decided the fate of the game. Two lines, the a to g8 diagonal and f file, intersect on one critical square, f7. Really a magnificent move. And yeah, if he takes f5, then the f file is blocked, you will get checkmated. That's why Gig decided to give up his queen. But even this can't remedy the situation. Then came knight f4. Yeah, if you win this knight, then check, and the rook is going to drop. Rook d8, check, king e8, knight takes g6. Karpov is confidently finishing up his opponent. What a wonderful game by Karpov. The other Sicilian where Karpov is slaying the dragon was against Korchnoi, of course. That game I have already covered on my channel. The link I will pin in the comment section. Karpov writes, a fine game. I derived great satisfaction from the cascade of tactics. Yeah, this pawn is unstoppable. You can't play bishop e6 because of this checkmate. And if king c7, then after c7 you have to give up your rook. There is no defense. Black resigned. For those who are facing a dragon variation, it will be great to analyze this game carefully. This can be very useful, a practical game of course. Feel free to share it with your friends as well. In the end, a chess puzzle for you. The task is to win with the white pieces. As usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in my next video. Take care.